Have you been thinking about moving to Berkeley, but you don't really know how this school system works? I've got you covered. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. I am Simone Koga with That East Bay Life. I am a San Francisco Bay Area real estate agent. I live and work in the East Bay, serving Oakland, Berkeley, and surrounding communities. So if you have questions about That East Bay Life, make sure you subscribe, follow along. I'm putting out new videos every week with great content. Okay, so this week we're going to be talking about Berkeley schools. We're going to be talking about Berkeley public schools and focusing a little bit more on the early education of elementary school because there is only one high school, so it's kind of easy to talk about that, and that's not quite as complex. So one thing to know about Berkeley is that the public school district here was one of the first, if not actually the first, public school district in the nation to integrate. And integration is still a big priority for the school district. So aside from just educating your children, they want to make sure that your children are growing up in a community that reflects their larger community and not just exactly where they live. They have over the decades adapted the way they achieve this goal. The way they're achieving that now is by dividing the city into 3 zones. They have the southeast, the central, and the northwest zones. Each zone has 3 elementary schools. If you live within a zone, you're going to be assigned to one of the 3 elementary schools in your zone. So if you live in the southeast zone, you're going to be going to one of the 3 southeast schools. You get to choose which of the schools is your preference, and 72% of families do get into their preferred school. But when it comes time to assign schools, they're not going to be doing the same lottery system that you see in Oakland where you get certain levels of priority. Basically, they look at the individual school and then they look at the community. The assignments are based on how to make each individual school have the same makeup as the entire zone. So if the entire school zone has a makeup of, let's say, 70% white, 10% black, 10% Hispanic, and 10% Asian students, then they want each school to be made up of roughly 70% white, 10% black, 10% Hispanic, and 10% Asian students. They do have some leeway, I think, within like a few percentage points of that, but that's their goal for each school. The school application process usually begins in early-ish January and runs for about a month. That's the first round, and then based on where everybody accepts their enrollment, they will have a second round of school admissions. But there's only 3 schools in each district, so it's not too difficult. It may be a little bit more opaque. You don't necessarily know where you line up and what your chances of getting into each school are. But overall, most families are really happy with Berkeley. The schools tend to have a really good reputation. There is an exception. Sylvia Mendez Elementary is actually a school that is open for the entire district, so anybody in any zone can apply to it. It is the 2-way immersion Spanish language school. Then there's Berkeley Arts Magnet, which is a arts-focused elementary school. It's a 2-zone elementary school, so any student from Central or Northwest may apply to that one. There's also Malcolm X Elementary, and that is also a 2-zone school. Students from the Southeast or Central zones can apply. When it comes to middle schools, there are 2 zones. There is MLK and Willard Middle School. But there's also a third option. It's the Longfellow Arts and Tech Middle School, and anybody from either zone can apply to that. High school enrollment is really easy because there is only one high school, Berkeley High. Hopefully you found this information really helpful. I hope you now understand how the Berkeley school system works and how you can enroll in it. If you have additional questions or comments, make sure you drop them below and subscribe, follow along. I'm putting out new videos every single week, and I'll see you next time.